Hello, good evening. Hello, Skagosi. It says good evening to Little Red and B4. Hello, good evening to you as well. I was about to press go, and all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, it's really warm in here. I don't know what happened, but it just like got warm in this room all of a sudden. So I was like turning fans and stuff. So yeah, sorry about the slight delay. I see a cat's head peeking out over there. See if he comes up or not. So, welcome everyone to Heart of a Hobbit here on the Lotro Twitch channel. Lotro, let's see, twitch.tv/slash Lotro stream. That is where you are. Not the Penguins, this is fellow Mariadoc player. Mariadoc, hello. Yes, I am also on Mary. That's so Treebeard was my home server, was my primary server with my main character and everything. Well, my main was there, but I spent a lot of time on. Well, I spent a lot of time on Laurelin and doing a lot of the social stuff. So, with all the consolidations, which by the way are pretty much done. So if you haven't consolidated your characters off of the 32-bit servers, you might be able to log in today to be able to, check your house and grab all your stuff. But after that, I believe as of the downtime tomorrow, you will no longer be able to log into those servers. And if you want to transfer off of those, you won't be able to log in to check your characters before you do. You'll just have to hope everything goes okay. So if you want to make sure your characters are up to date and everything, logging in with them first before transfer is the right way to go. Anyway, so when we left Laurelin, I brought all my characters to Mary, and I had been planning on spreading my characters. So before the consolidations, I had been planning to kind of sprinkle and have characters on all the servers because there's events that were happening over on was it Cyranon and Guahir and different things happening on various different servers, Landerval. And I liked having characters on the various servers to be able to go and attend the various events. And so I had thought, okay, well, when they're doing the consolidation and moving us all to the 64-bit servers, maybe I'll do the same thing, have a couple characters on every server, just have a Rosenbloom here and a Rosenbloom on Sting and a Rosenbloom on Glamdring and, everywhere. Well, then I started realizing after I transferred all my active characters here, that I didn't really want to go anywhere else. In fact, I'm very happy being all in one place. So pretty much I've decided that everybody on the EU side ended up going to Mary, everybody on the US side went to Peregrine, and yeah. That's how it worked. Now, Treebeard, we had to really think about it because you could leave Treebeard and go either direction. And again, I live in the Netherlands, and so my primary playing time is when other Europeans are awake and active. So moving characters to a US server definitely has a risk for me because basically Monday through Friday, I'm not going to be playing with other players unless they're available during the daytime, and a lot of people might be working during the daytime, being in the US, they're working during the day, and so they might have like later in the evenings available, but not necessarily the daytime. So yeah, it's definitely a risk for me personally, just to have characters on the US servers, well, Peregrine in this case. But I decided, we decided that there were some folks that we were playing with over on Treebeard, and we had regular weekly playing with them. So we're continuing that on Saturdays, and they're in the U.S. and we're in the EU, so we were doing like morning for them, which is afternoon for us. And that was working out pretty good. So the idea is that we would continue that. So my main character from Treebeard went to Peregrine. And I was a little like, well, is that okay? Am I okay with that? But I guess in the end, it's fine because I have this Rosenbloom here, and I've been playing her here, and she has the mounts and the pets and all the various things I've been collecting on her, the emotes and all of that. And my main from Treebeard doesn't have exactly the same things. She actually probably has more stuff, but there might be some things that this Rose and Bloom has that the other one doesn't. Some emotes that I purchased in the store when they were on sale, for example. So I guess at this point now, I kind of have two main Rose and Blooms, two mains, and they're both Rose and Bloom. So I have my Mary Rose and my Perry Rose, basically. It's kind of how I think of it. So yeah, so Not a Penguin, you said you were EU Laura Lynn, but moved to Mary. Yeah, I can understand that. Yes, B4 says, I do find it convenient that we now have Mary and Perry as our primary servers. Technically, is Mary and Pippin, and we keep saying Perry, which is funny. It's really Pippin, but anyway. So I was thinking that today I had expected that the festival was going to be over, and I missed last week because of this whole thing going on in my sinuses. But they extended the festival by a week, so we get to do some festival on stream today. So that's awesome. I'm very happy about that. I enjoy doing festival. It makes me happy. So we're going to take our Mary Rose here and wander around. Now I logged in, and I'm here at Wenda in Mickle Delving. And I want to point out that a lot of people think that there's only the Wenda to get your VIP rewards stuff. The only Wenda they know of is at the Boar Fountain in Bree. And I wanted to let you guys know that if you didn't know already, she is available in multiple other locations. If you have hunter travel or are traveling with a hunter, the closest to your travel spot, is is Mickle Delving. So for example, let me just be like elsewhere. Hi, Casper and Kato are running around and being squirrely. So, all right, so let's say I'm huntering myself and my group, my group of one at this moment, to Mickle Delving. And boom, you come in right here. So I'm like right by the statue stuff behind me. And Wenda is like multiple steps here, and she's even within visibility. Yeah, the cat was like, I don't care what you're talking about. Bye. Yeah, like I said, they're a little squirrely at the moment, so doesn't seem to be settling. I did try to leave space on the shelf behind me for the cats to sit, but I think I need to put something soft there. So I'm experimenting with the behind me backdrop business. But I wanted to make sure that I have like some of our cool Lord of the Rings stuff visible. So anyway, where are we at? Oh, before saying that Perry is the more obvious abbreviation of Peregrine, so I assume Tolkien knew someone in real life named Perry, that he didn't like it and thus avoided it. Yeah, maybe. So anyway, so yeah, Wenda Cranesbill is located here. She's also at the Boar Fountain. She's also in every single neighborhood. So if you have a house in a neighborhood, you go to the center where everything else is, and you'll find Wenda there also. So just wanted to let folks know in case they had missed that she is there. All right, so I'm going to, because during the festival, Mickle Delving, they have so graciously given us 2 festival horses here. So I could take this to the party tree, or I could take one to the Farmers Faire, and that's over in Bywater. So that's even more convenient because that's where I generally go. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if you are just trying to get 10 quests out of the way for the festival really fast, this is what I like to do. Now, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but basically there's like a couple of different hubs for the Farmers Faire. So we've got this area right here by Bywater where I'm standing, where we've got like the Fat Mayor. He's got some quests. Bounded Boffin. We've got all sorts of different quests that you can pick up in the area. So here's your pick up the Rapper Lady. These 2 both lead to quests. This guy's got quests, that one you can do daily. The mayor has a quest. This lady, she herself is a quest, and then she opens up the ability to do 6 other quests. So that's 7 quests right there, just in that little hub. Let's see what else. So yeah, so 7, 8, 9, 10. I think he actually counts for 2. So 10, 11, and then 12, 13 if you do both of those. So, I mean, you really don't even have to leave this space if you want to get in, you know, your 10 quests. Now, another option is to go to the party tree. So I guess we can, let me see, do I have party tree? I do. So let me pop back to the party tree by using the hunter travel to get to the hill. I guess it is the advantage of this Rose, you know, because she's kind of like my social Rose, versus the other Rose. Hi again. Because the other Rose, I often have my my hunter travel campsite set to somewhere where we're questing, and this way I can always just have this Rose set to the hill, and that's really handy. Anyway, okay, so here, let me see if I can find a little better spot for perching, kind of like we did in the other space. Before has entered the room. So let's see. You pick up the quest over there. Oh, you can't see her maybe because it's just too far away, but she's over there. That's where you get your wrapper. And then there's 3 quests from her. There's a quest from, let me zoom down a little bit. I can't quite see, but let's see. Let me go over a little further. But yeah, you can also do 10 from here pretty easily because, okay, so you get your wrapper from her, and then you get 2 that you could do in this area from her, and then 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 over there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then those 2, 6, 7. What am I missing? I feel like you could get all 10 of yours. Maybe I'm missing somebody, but this involves running around and going all the way down to Hobbiton and back up. So there's a lot more running around, basically, is what I think, is the way I feel about it. So it seems to me like you can get your 10 done a lot faster over in the Bywater area. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the wrapper because we will do 10 quests today. Oh, there's also the instance. And actually, technically, there's 2 instances. But if you're a low-level character, there's only 1 for you. But here, I'll pull it up. So if you go to Seasonal and go to Farmers Faire, there's 2 here. There's Boss from the Vaults, which is Thrang. And then and that's a more punchy, fighty kind of thing where you're just defeating the boss. And then there's also Summer of the Perfect Picnic, and that's more laid back, casual kind of, with more of a storyline to it. So it's very cute. Both of those also do count towards your festival quest. So do the horse races. So that's another way to get, you know, more tokens. Yeah, Verbena Greenhand is where you would turn in your festivity tokens that you get from doing the instances. And there's a cool little thing this year for festivity tokens called, oh, what's it called? Like the Apple, there it is, Apple Pickers Party Set. Actually, let me show you what that looks like, because I did get it, and I put it at, yeah, Cape Road. So I'll show you what that looks like, because it's really, really cool. There's a lot of apple picker themed stuff this year, which is really cool. So Not a Penguin says, I think it was Staddle that also has a few quests, 6 or 7. Yes. So we'll pop over there in a second, too. But there's no easy travel to Staddle, so you have to go overland. So we'll do that in a minute. But yeah, so I got the Apple Pickers set. And that's this thing right here. So it's like, it's the whole thing. So it's the, let me see if I can zoom out enough for y'all to see it. So it's, oh my gosh, sorry. It's the table with the chairs and the bench and everything. And it's those crates and the barrel underneath it and the tree with the streamers. So it's this whole thing is one as one item is so cool. I love how it takes like a really nice footprint in the space, but it also like it looks like it could be separate things. I think that's really lovely. So I like that a lot. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to Bywater actually, because there's a guy there who's new this year. Who's like, hey, you should go check out Staddle. So we'll do that. Now Casper's laying down. He's working on falling asleep. All right, so I want to go back to that pony. I suppose technically I could have just... I have a milestone set to Hobbit and Bywater, and I could have just ridden over from there, too. Might have been about the same amount of time, really. Oh, thanks, Not a Penguin. Wishing I get better fast. Yeah, unfortunately, this has turned into a chronic thing, so I'm on, like, daily nose sprays and taking lots of naps. Okay. But thank you, I appreciate that. I know, right? I may have to stop streaming early just because of how not great it sounds. But anyway, but let's see how far we can get. So yeah, this guy, Humbert Thornborough, he's new. He was not here previously. So we'll talk to him. And he's one of the, like, vector quest guys. And he gives you this quest called Staddle Calls for Aid. You don't have to have this quest, but it's you know, you might as well pick it up, right? It's just a once. It's just to send you there. It's not every day. But excuse me. But at least it kind of gives you a little bit of like context and a little bit of flavor. So he says, "Oh dear me, I'm having such trouble finding enough folk willing to help." The Hobbit wrings his hands and is clearly in distress. My apologies. I should introduce myself. I am Humbert Thornborough, and I've traveled here all the way from Staddle, searching for someone to aid us. We are under attack. Our food stores are almost empty, and if something isn't done soon, Staddle is done for. He says, you look like the heroical sort. Would you be willing to travel there and help us? Staddle is just southeast of Breetown. Hurry before it's too late. Okay. So we'll go ahead and pick up that quest because we will use it over there. Oh, and you know what? I just realized. Let's see. This character has the Gundabad toolkit, but somewhere... Let's see what I've got. Oh dear. Who has it? Where is it? I have the Fateful toolkit that I sent here. Yeah. I'm thinking somebody must have it on them because I thought I'd put it in my stuff to bring over. But it's possible that whoever has it may have equipped it. Yeah. Okay. Well, we may have to find that later. Basically, the Fateful Toolkit gives you +1 token for anything that you're getting, including festival tokens, which is really neat. All right, so we're going to go to Staddle. There's no direct travel there. There's no stable master or anything there. So I'm actually just going to take travel to Lalia's Market, which, if you are not familiar with this, it's a fantastic little thing. You can pick it up for 3 mithril coins, and you can use it, I think, starting at like level 5, you know, once you have the novice thing. It is fantastic. It's an extra spot into Bree that, and Lalia is down there, and you can buy it from her. And then there's 2 doors in here, and this one is the further southern one. And it lets you out right by the boar fountain. So good. Mullerarn says Humbert blocks the apples being thrown at the bounder next to him. I'm sure that bounder wishes it was so. Not a Penguin says, cool, I didn't know about this quest that he sends you to Staddle. It's a little extra to pick. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just a one-time. So it won't be there every day. It's just once during the festival. It's like a kind of vector quest. But, you know, every little bit helps. So we are here and we want to go to Staddle. And there's 2 ways out of Bree that make the most sense. And one is to go out here, or the other one is to go south and then go out. It really doesn't matter. I have a tendency to go this way mainly because when I do the Ale Association initiation quest, because you can do that repeatedly for more Ale Association reputation, it takes you this way. And you come by this guy. First, you start at the Prancing Pony, and then you come to this guy. And then when you're done with him, he sends you down to Staddle. And so I'm just really used to going out the door, out the gate from Bree here and heading down to Staddle this way. But you could go out the other way as well. Either one's fine. And in fact, when you're doing the Ale Association thing, you go back in through the southern route. So you see them both. Okay, so this Staddle calls for aid. They want me to talk to Constable Tangle Rush. And I thought they were... Oh yeah, here she is. I may have just ridden right by her. So she has Staddle calls for aid, which we're going to turn in. And she says, under attack, just how to look under attack to you. It is certainly not, and if it were, the Watchers and Constables would handle the matter. Though, I must say, the hobbits here are in quite a fuss. Apparently, some shrews got into their pantries and robbed them blind. Some are also saying they're missing personal items, but why would shrews take something they can't eat? Anyway, they have been asking us to do something about it, but my superiors maintain that pest control is not our duty. So, turned in, got some Farmers Faire tokens. It counts as an activity, so that's one for today. All right. So, from her, let's see, Dangerous Boars is a regional thing. I should just do that one of these days so I get out of the way. Staddle Besieged is what we want to pick up from her. So she has basically like a wrapper quest, and we were going to pick this up from her, and that opens up the ability for us to pick up the other ones. So, Staddle Besieged. She says, I am not permitted to help the folk here with their rodent problem, but I still hate to see them all so upset. If you want to help them, you should talk to some of the hobbits around the village and see what can be done. I would be grateful if you did. If you manage to help them, return to me when you are done, and I will give you what reward I am able. So, we'll accept that. So, give me just a moment here. Okie dokie. Sorry about that. Okay, so we have 6, I believe. Let's double check this. What did she say? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quests that she opens up for us. But I think you're right. There's a 7th one. I think that opens up once you get some other stuff done. So we have Shoeing Shrews, Saving the Apples, Rescuing the Vegetables, Lost Hobbits. Always got Lost Hobbits. Vanished Valuables, and Kick Out the Cave Claws. So those are the quests that we're looking for. Oh, and if you aren't sure, you can hover over the person, and if they have one of those quests, it'll show up there. So you can see the little box there has it, one of the quests that we're looking for. So he has Rescuing the Vegetables. He says, oh, I am done for. Those thieving shrews have stolen every single bit of my produce, if you can believe it, and those constables and watchers are of no help at all. Habbo thinks the shrews took them into that tunnel that just opened up to the southeast. If you happen to find yourself inside that tunnel and see my vegetables, please bring some of them back. Okie dokie. And then Habbo over here has Saving the Apples. He says, misery and woe, my apples. I brought my crop of apples to the village center for the Farmers Faire, and as you can see, I have nothing, and nothing to show for it. It seems that that thieving shrews came in the night and stole them all. Some townsfolk discovered the entrance to a large shrew tunnel, and that is surely where they came from. They can't possibly have eaten all those apples in one night, though, so they must be hoarding them. If you're interested in helping me, you could go into their tunnel and bring back my apples. Please, save my apples. I'm just saying, if there's, like, shrews stole the apples, stuck them in a cave, and then this dude puts them back out, I don't know if I'd be buying his apples. Like, I don't necessarily want shrew slobber all over my apples. But, I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Okay, so, let's see. Yes. Alright, here is Kick Out the Cave Claws. Everyone's going on about the thieving shrews, but there's not enough talk about the thieving cave claws, if you ask me. Of course, those worthless constables do nothing. I grew up out of the Shire proper, and the Bounders would never, would never allow such things to happen, I tell you. No, indeed. They would give those thieving cave claws a swift kick that they wouldn't soon forget. If you're planning on going into that shrew tunnel and you see a cave claw, that's what you ought to do. Kick them so hard they'll think Bull Roarer Took himself did it, and they won't come back. I promise you that. You'll want some sturdy boots, though. Cave claws are right pointy. As a matter of fact, there's a crate of such boots just over yonder. Help yourself. Most folk here don't want them. All right, so we got to pop over here and grab some boots out of this crate. So the crate contains sturdy boots of various sizes, perfect for kicking cave claws. Magnard suggested that you take a pair for yourself. Odd Penguin says, fair point. Shrew apples plus, I don't know how hobbits get lost. Bingo is a good example. Hobbits get lost a lot, though, it does seem like, right? Like, that's kind of that's the thing. Alright, so we're still looking for, and I think, oh, is she one of them? Yeah. Her ring kind of blends in as her name sticks into the wall. Vanished valuables. Listen here. I have heard that someone has stolen Fairbrand's Took's pipe, and old Thelda's Burr's teapot has gone missing. How do you lose a whole teapot? While I was trying to listen in on Thelda, I heard Sarabeth Lowbank say that she couldn't find her book. Also, I was having a chat with Himlock Grouse, and he said Baron Atterreeve's favorite tankard has gone missing. Now, I know what you're going to say, never trust a grouse, but I believe he spoke true. That wasn't what I was going to say, but sure. And then, as if that isn't enough, I was doing a little shopping at Staddle Arms, just browsing, and I heard Pell Stoneleaf say that his favorite whittling knife had disappeared. Whittling knives don't just grow legs and walk away, as they say. And on top of everything else, Gammy Boggs, who's very reliable, I must say, told me that Ponto Underhill can't get his work done because he says his shovel was stolen. She, of course, thinks it's quite possible he's just saying that so he can take a break and go fishing. But I think it was stolen indeed. I mean, look at all the other things that have been stolen. Now, I don't know if you are acquainted with old Maginard Foxbolt, but he says he has seen cave claws roaming about at night. Hang on a second. So, cave claws, if you can believe it. Well, I told him, mark my words, those cave claws are burglars without any doubt. I warned that if you went into that queer tunnel, you would find all of these missing items along with a company of cave claw burglars. Okay. And I thought there was... Oh, maybe when we were returning items. Oh, yeah, she's up there. And then... Who have I missed? Oh, there's two by the cave. That's right. Okay, so we are... From Staddle Besieged, we have Shoeing Shrews. Maybe that's down at the bottom. Saving the Apples is here. Whoops. Rescuing the Vegetables. Yep. Lost Hobbits. I think that's down below. Vanished Valuables. Yep. And Kick Out the Cave Claws. Yep. Okay. I'm pretty sure there's two at the tunnel. So we're going to go and find our way down there, and it's down here. So basically, if I recall correctly, we go out this way, and then there's a cliff side, and we can make our way down the cliff. It is possible to get down the cliff without falling. It is also possible to get down the cliff with falling. Your choice. All right, so see, we've got a little gathering of people here. So we've got I wonder if the folk out Buckland may have such troubles as these. Okay, so here we get shoeing shrews. Those thieving shrews are just the worst, stealing the food of innocent hobbits. They really shouldn't be allowed to get away with such things. Someone should do something about it. Though I couldn't bear it if you stomped on them or something horrible like that. They're kind of cute in their own way, don't you think? If you're going in there, just shoo them away or something. Destroy their nests, and surely they will move on and go somewhere else. Sure. And then Camellia has lost hobbits. Here we go. Going in the tunnel, are you? Be warned, others have gone in before you and have not returned. I fear they are lost forever, my poor dear hobbits. If you find them, or what's left of them, please return them to us. They are so brave and do not deserve such a fate. Okay, so now we have all the quests that the constable had for us. So now we go in, and this tunnel... Oh, I haven't been in with this character, I don't think, actually. So I can't show you what it looks like in total, but we'll find it all. Here's a shrew nest. So we're going to destroy the nest. Now, there are some things that you can find in here from one specific quest. There's a pipe. We'll grab that. Also, things disappear, but then they come back. So, like, that person is, found the Hobbit. Yeah, it was too late. But they'll be back. Okay, so here's, like, a thieving cave claw. And I have to use the boots, I believe, to knock it away. So, kick it with the boot. It goes away. And now there's the cave claw den. Click on that. And I received a rotting apple. So, the cave claw dens, after you boot the cave claw away, you can search the den as part of this quest. There's only 6 times you do that, though, and then the quest is clear. So you have basically 6 chances per day to find something in those nests. Oh, no, Not a Hobbit says, to be honest, some of my kinmates don't like these quests because people fight over picking the same item, but personally it doesn't bother me. I do it every day. Yeah, I mean, the stuff seems to respawn pretty quickly. So I've only done this a couple of times, honestly, but I mean, it didn't seem like it was, like, I don't know, horrid. Like, I just ran around again, that kind of thing. So, like, that person is finding the Hobbit, so I'll go pick up this thing, you know what I mean? Like, that's alright. Now, you can get a little lost in here, but it's not that big of a place. So, you could do the thing where you just, like, always stick to the right side of the wall, and you'll find your way around, or, honestly, once the map fills in, it kind of shows you what all you've got going on. Oh, here's a thieving cave claw. Okay, so gotta grab a boot. And now we check his den. And I got another rotting apple. Supposedly, though, you can get things like, there's a cosmetic pet you can get. And I think you can get dyes. So there's stuff you can get. Boot. And den. And at this point in the festival, it's so late in the festival, there's not a lot of people coming in here. A lot of people have finished. And also I'm on a little early, so sometimes people come on later on in the day. Alright, boot. And check the den. Let's see what we got. I got a rotten apple and a golden redfish. So, cool. Okay. Not a Penguin has gotten a few rare dyes and even festival tokens in the shrew dens. Awesome. So, yeah, there's a list on the Lotro wiki, and it's reasonably substantial of all the various things that you can find in those. So that's nice. I haven't come out every day to do it because I don't know. I feel kind of like it's a pain to get to. And often I'm like, I just want to get in, do my 10 quests, and scoot off. But that's because I was also trying to run through it with multiple characters. And in that case, you know, and also with me being sick, I'm kind of tired. And I just haven't really had the mental energy to focus and do a lot of it. Oh, maybe I could do this guy. I bet I can. Oh yeah, let's see what we get. Something good. A rotting vegetable and 5 doom shrooms. There you go, I got some doom shrooms. Oh hi, I found the exit again. Not that I need to be at the exit yet. So here's what the cave so far looks like of what we've seen. Here, I'll go into all the little corners and see if we can fill in more of it. Alright, so we'll go this way. Oh, there's an onion. Oh, come back and grab the tater. Let's see if we can move some of these things off of there. Squeak, squeak, squeakle. Oh, here's another thieving cave claw. Let's get him. A circlet of fresh picked flowers. That's really funny because I think that's what I'm wearing. Is there more to do? Oh yeah. I was kind of hoping it would show up on my bar. Oh wait, no. Maybe I finished it. Oh, I got a shrews. That's what I'm still working on. So let's see. I still need to do... Let's see. What we got here left to do? Let's shoo the shrew. Let me move some of these things out of the way. Oh, you know what? I could just do it from the bar. I don't want to do it that way. Oh, I guess that's all I'm going to keep up there. Okay, so let's see. We've got to find some more hobbits. Oh, I think I just passed one. Hey, Hobbit, what you doing? Are you sure this is the way? I shall find out. All right, good luck, buddy. So they do show up on the mini radar too, the rings of the hobbits. So that's really handy. So if you're like, you don't have to like run around and just hope. Like you can look at the mini radar and find them. Oh, and also the shrews. So that's nice. I'm so hungry. Well, you probably missed second breakfast, dude. Okay. All right, so we've got that one done. We can remove that one from our current list of what we're tracking. There's another shrew burglar. Supposedly. I am unconvinced that the shrews are the ones doing this, though. I feel like we might get Before's in the background going, it's Saruman. That's funny. I feel like we're going to get like a part 2 to this next year, maybe. That is indicating that maybe it wasn't shrews doing all this. I'm just thinking. We'll see. All right, we got another nest here. All right, that takes care of that. I need to find a tankard and a hobbit. Well, it looks like there might be part of the cave that maybe I haven't explored. Let's see. Nope, been here. Okay. Nope, that isn't it. What about... Been here. Okay. Oh. No, I can't do that. What else we got around here? Oh, there's... Okay, we'll go this way. There should be a hobbit over here. There you are. Hello. Lost hobbit. Never saw a shrew gang before this. Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like they're getting accused of something that maybe they didn't do. This doesn't seem quite shrewish to me. We'll see. Yeah, so like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if like next year there's not like a continuation of this storyline. We find out more. I could be wrong, you know. I could be wrong. All right, let's go ahead and find our way out of here. Is it down? Is it south? Nope, not that south. Maybe this way. Let's see. Is there a thing? Oh, yeah, I think it is this way, though. Because the reason I'm thinking it's this way is because it's like, this is all where you go, and I'm pretty sure this is where we came in. It's kind of off on its own. Follow that lost hobbit. Oh, no, he went away. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah. So if you get lost in here and you're like, how do I get out of here? It's the one at the south. That's where you came in. Yay. And we just go right back out the same place we came in. There's only one entrance and exit. But that's fine because then that brings us right back to these two. So we can turn in the Lost Hobbits and the Shoeing Shrews. Alright, let's go back up the hill. My name is Shauna says, I'm excited for the next festival. Let's see, what is next? We're doing Farmers Faire now, so that would be the Harvest Festival. Oh, which reminds me, you're already looking up to Halloween. Also nice. Yeah, I was just thinking that if you have a farmer, oh, hang on, I have somebody I'm supposed to return their items to around here. Oh yeah, he's right here. So Ponto Underhill, he was missing his shovel, and then the rest of them are back over here in Staddle proper. If you have a farmer, go to the hill during the festival because there is a quest that you can do where you plant seeds and then you come back at the Halloween festival, at the Harvest Festival, and you get a cosmetic or a housing item that is like a bowl of mushrooms. So make sure you do that with all of your farmers if you haven't already. All right, so there's his tankard. Got that turned back in. She is missing her book. We found that. And we found her teapot. You're welcome. We got his vegetables. And we got your apples. Let's see. So then it says, complete quest vanished valuables. I think, don't we have to come back up to her and talk to her again? Oh, wait. No, I have to... Oh, we have to return the pipe and the whittling knife. Oh, right. One of them is inside the armor shop. Yeah. This guy was missing his whittling knife. And then, let's see, we have to return the pipe. Oh, where's he at? Let's see. Well, he's around here somewhere. This is oh yeah, behind the constable. This is another reason why I'm considering coming out here and doing all these quests at some point, because then next year, if I come out, then all these little extra rings won't show up. So that'll be handy. His pipe. Cool. All right. And so then after you've finished giving back all of the missing things, you go back to the Hobbit who gave you the quest in the first place. What do you need? And yes, so she's got some more gossip she's going to go looking on. Okay, so we have done all of the things here. So now we can go back to the constable. And she's like, oh, so the Hobbit folk feel the day has been saved. Thank you for bringing them some relief. Here's a reward as promised. Come back tomorrow if you're able, as it seems likely that the raiders will return, at least during the harvest season. And that gives you 10 Farmers Faire tokens, so that's actually quite good, you know. Okay, so, but see, now we're at 8 out of 10 quests done, and I'm out here, and there's no more quests to do. So this is where it's like, well, what do I do? think we'll just go back to the hill, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Because yeah, Not a Penguin says, "Oh, that's why I saw people farming there." Okay, thanks. Yeah, so that it's you have to be a farmer, and it's a one-time per character thing. So once you've done it with your character, it's not available like the following year or anything. It's just a one-time thing. But if you have any characters that haven't done it, I don't know if there's a way to check. Probably is, because it probably has a quest name. So B4 would know how to do that. You could use the Lotro something. But yeah, so this person right here. So Amabel Redfern, this traveling farmer. If you patience is a great virtue for a true farmer. Was I ever a farmer in this character? Might not have been. But she has a quest that, yeah, you pick up now, you do it now, and you sow some seeds that she gives you. And then you come back during the Harvest Festival, and there's a big tent over this spot, and then you talk to her, and it sorts out the thing. Before I got chatty, up and running. Awesome. One more step towards being ready to stream.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right before, like, so before kind of took like a summer break from streaming, and right before that, like, his computer died, crashed, completely like fried. So he's having to rebuild his everything, and so he's just been getting back to it this last week, and yeah, it's been kind of crazy because I'm so used to him having everything on his computer and ready to go, and it's like, oh right, I don't have that installed. I don't have that installed. It's like great. Yeah. Okay. So she's doing her thing here. So yeah, so she's the one you want to talk to. It's pretty awesome. I did that one time. I think it must have been over on Treebeard, and I made almost all. I made one of every class because that's when they released that. Oh, what's it called? The thing where you talk to the hardened traveler. Let me just go to Thorn's Hall. It's the easiest way to find find this guy. He's at the Prancing Pony. He's at the Hardened Traveler is. Yeah, he's at Thorn's Hall. He's basically at the starter spots, like when you first come in as a character. So this guy. So when you talk to the Hardened Traveler, you can choose a difficulty level that puts you on the Paths of Valor. And so I'm on like difficulty 3 right now, I believe. And let's see. Yeah, I'm on difficulty 3 called Fearless. You may earn tokens of heroism during battle. You get plus 20% experience gain on monster kills and plus 5% virtue experience gain. And then as you earn these tokens, then you come over to this guy and you pick up this. He has 3 quests at the bottom. Here, let me go pull that back up again. He has 3 tasks here at the bottom, tokens of heroism, and then tier 2 and tier 3. The first one is implicitly tier 1. And so you take tier 1, and he's like, hey, go collect these tokens and come back to me. And if you give me 10, I will give you reputation with my Path of Valor reputation thing. And then I will give you 3 heroes marks, which you then use to trade, to barter with him for, well, we can skip to the bottom. The good stuff's here at the bottom. Emotes. There's epic versions of a handful of emotes, and this is where you get them from. So yeah, so that's the thing, and that started when Treebeard and Shadowfax opened, because they both opened together as legendary servers, and it was kind of like a testing ground for this difficulty slider, and did people like it? And it seemed to go pretty well over on Treebeard. One of the things is if you pick up that difficulty before you are level 11 and you run at fearless or stronger, actually if you run at adventurous or stronger, then there's a deed that when you turn level 50 you get a title, and when you turn level 120 you get a title. If you run at difficulty 3, fearless or higher, Then there's a second deed that gives you another title at 50 and at 120. So that's what I did. And the titles that you get are unique based on the type of class that you're playing. Sure. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh, not a penguin says my daughter is sick. She watched me play sometimes, and she even has a little Hobbit on my account that she plays sometimes. That's so awesome. I love it. Okay, so here we go. So apprentice. So notice I have all these apprentice of. Here, I'll just do a little search. ENTA. Okay. So all of these are apprentice of. Arms, banners, bows, claws, fists, runes, scrolls, shadows, shields, song, and swordplay. Okay, so the way that I earned these titles was by getting a character of a particular class to level 50 while on a path of valor and never leaving the path before they got to level 50. So like Apprentice of Fists, I'm pretty sure that was the brawler one. Claws was probably Bjorning. Banners would be Captain. Bows was the hunter. And so forth. Song, the minstrel. So there's a different title for each class. So over on Treebeard, I started one of every class, put them on the path of valor, and basically turned them all into farmers, and just have been slowly farming my way up to 50 with them, and then now working my way towards 120 with them. And so then I get all the titles, and all they're doing is just farming their lives away, and occasionally going to a festival or two. So because they were all farmers, I sent them to that lady and had them do that quest, and then picked up the quest, when at the next festival. So I have 12 of those mushroom pots that I got from my characters on Treebeard. So I just turned a whole house into a house of mushroom pots. It was pretty funny. All right, I think we could go do some races. Why not? Let's go do the races. I need, I think, 2 more activities to finish off the wrapper. So why not? Oh, hey, and they're even right there. Let's see if we can get a pick real quick. Yes. No, not you. Ah. Okay, there we go. Okay, cop and race. Just pick somebody. Let's pick a Signar. Okay, cool. I've chosen somebody. I am thinking I might have finished the deed with this character. Let me see. It's called Much Running. Right? Oh, that's alt inventory. Hang on. I want to go to Deed Tracker, Class Race Epic. And I want to look at this festival, which is Farmers Faire. Yeah, I have finished too much of everything. And I think I did it on hard mode, but that's when it was still once an hour, not once a day. So, different version of hard mode, I suppose. So, cool. Okay. Oh, hey, I got those weirdo things. Can I use them in here? The mushrooms. There we go. Yeah, I don't tend to buy those things because I find them kind of annoying, but since I got 5 of them, maybe I'll just use them up. Okay, but we picked this up, so let's go ahead and move on with that. So let's go ahead and do this quest. This quest where this guy, this dwarf is here, and he was watching the races, and he got so grumpy about stuff that he threw his stuff all over the place, and now he's like, man, I wish I had my stuff back. He's like, can you go get my stuff? So, you're like, well, don't throw all your stuff around, dude. So, all right, we'll try and get back about the time that these guys get back, and we can pick up our consolation prize. Well, okay, it's a 3 in 4 chance that we've got a consolation prize to pick up. So I just assume 75% chance. And I go backwards around the track to pick up this guy stuff because there's just something about the angle. I don't know. I like the angle of finding the stuff a little bit better. Oh, look. He lost the race. I'm shocked. Shocked, I say. Oh. Alright, hold on. Sometimes it wigs out a little bit if everybody's touching it at the same time. So I'll just turn that in and then come back for the box. Oh, come on now. We keep getting an already in use business. I wonder if it's just wigged out. Someone else is using that, but they're not. I think we're all getting the same error because everybody keeps standing around. All right, I'm going to go and maybe come back. Let's see what happens. Well, plus we probably got some hobbits to check on. Let me see if they're about ready to go. Because if they're lined up, we can just do this one. And I'll just miss the constellation tokens on the other one, but that's okay.
Stay and have some tea. Can I take a moment of your time?
There we go. What if I click on this constellation? Will it give me the ones from the other one? No. That'd be cool. I suppose I should submit a ticket one of these days for that kind of stuff, but I don't know. It doesn't do it too often. Sometimes when I'm waiting around here, I just start fishing. All right. Hey, do you want to do a perfect picnic?
A bit sugar.
Mary?
And apparently logged into there.
Oh. Wonder if anybody is on. A couple of folks are on. So the perfect picnic is one of the festival instances that you can do. And this one is one of the few that you can do as a raid. You can do it up to 12 people. So most of the festival instances, they have different tiers or different sizes that you can run it on depending on the instance itself. And each one of those has a chest that gives you festivity tokens. So you can run it, the instance, on each of those different levels and receive the festivity tokens for each one, because they're technically different chests, even though it's in your raid locks, it's going to be all have the same name, but they are actually different, technically different chests. So I'll show you here in a second what I'm talking about. So I could go run it as solo, and I'll show you guys what I mean. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Who did I pick? I picked Gladdy. Well, look at that. So I got 6 tokens. So one of the things I really like about doing festival... oh, hang on. Let me check the... I bet you, because it's been a couple of minutes, that the timer is going to run out on this box. But I figure I'll check anyway, just in case. On the constellation. Whoa! It let me pick it up. Well, oh, I'm surprised. That's nice. You know, we'll just throw some doom shrooms over here. Cool. So one of the things I like about doing festival quests is that they are on your level, and so any like thing that you're doing on your level, it also counts. So for example, I have been through Mordor, Moria, and I picked up, been through Mordor too. No, not with this character, I haven't actually. But I've been through Moria. I have my legendary items. And therefore, when I do quests, they have legendary item experience that is awarded with the quest. So for example, when I go to turn in this wrapper, notice that not only am I getting Farmers Faire tokens, but I'm also getting legendary item experience. So that's something that I really like about doing festival, is that it's helping me on this legendary reward track, which is really nice because at 25, 50, 75, and 100, there's usually something cool and interesting, like a cosmetic pet, housing item, um, sometimes a cosmetic item, things like that. So, um, not a penguin asks, what is the class you've played the most, and what is the class you've played the least? I'd be curious if anybody else in the chat also has an answer for that. For me, I played Hunter the most. I tried a couple others before I tried Hunter, and then once I tried Hunter, I realized that I really liked it, and basically anytime I was like joining a new server, starting like when I went over and started playing on Anor, I created a Hunter there. Sorry, I'm petting the cat. Um, yeah, and so I've just discovered that I really enjoy Hunter a lot. Um, so yeah, B4 says minstrels or bestrels. Yes, B4 definitely enjoys playing minstrels. Um, let's see. Not a Penguin says Brawler and Mariner must be my leasts. And Rent for Fun says, hello, is Minstrel Red still very good DPS? I would say so. I even will pick up a Minstrel sometimes and play it just because it's like so effective when I'm running solo through a mission or something, through a little mini dungeon or something. And I'm just like, oh, I'll just play a Minstrel, boom, 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 zip, zip, zip through it. So I would say yes. I was going to show you guys real quick what's on the thing for here. Better than Hunter? That's a good question. So Rent for Fun. I play Hunter as a main, and occasionally I will go and do some further adventures, which are like little mini instances in a way, kind of like it's got a little storyline, and you're going through, and you've probably got to defeat some things, and then once you get to the end, like there's some story going on. Like one of them is a 10 chapter series where basically Bilbo's hanging out at the last homely house. The Fellowship has left, and Bilbo goes for a walk and kind of disappears, and people are worried about him. And so you kind of follow, like you go over here, have you guys seen him? Okay, no. Have you been over here? Have you guys seen him? Oh, okay, no. And that sort of thing. And in the meantime, you're like defeating boars and whatnot. So when I go through those, I'm generally going through with like a level 50, 55-ish character. There's a reason for that. But I'll come back to that. So what I found before the current update was that I would go through with my Hunter, and it was taking me forever when I was doing it by myself. When I switched over to one of my minstrels and was zooming through it, I was able to zoom through it a lot faster. I also have a Bjorning at that level, and I would go through it with a Bjorning, and she also can do it reasonably fast. The minstrel was the fastest because what I would do is I would just run around, gather everybody. If I had to do like if there was a lot of stuff, I just gather everybody and then do it, and just like stun them all, and then just do another area effect, and like they go down really fast. So I found that the minstrel DPS for that kind of specific situation was definitely better than my Hunter. When I was going through with my Hunter, it just took forever. And it was really frustrating. Now, they have made a whole bunch of changes to Hunter, and I haven't really like gotten the groove of the new Hunter setup yet. But I am doing Redline Hunter, and I'm definitely more effective than I was before, and that makes me happy. When it comes to the area effect stuff, though, or with an AOE, the minstrel still seems to do better. Like I've got Rain of Arrows, but the Hunter's really more of a one-on-one kind of thing, and not a AOE setup. So yeah, I think it really depends on your situation. When B4 and I run around together, if we're doing duo stuff, I'll be on my Hunter, he'll be on his minstrel, and it's a perfect pairing for us. Like we just mow through things really easily together, and like if we have something big and it's a challenge, like we're able to bounce it back and forth off each other, or he can kite it, and I can just stand at a distance and do some really high damage stuff to it. So yeah, I think it really depends on your playstyle and like the people you're playing with. Um, so let's see. Before says, my minstrel does more DPS than my hunter, but partly that's because I really know how to play minstrel effectively. I'm guessing that hunters can out DPS minstrels against single targets, but why would I attack one thing when I can attack five? And that's, yeah. So basically, like those further adventures that I'm doing, a lot of times the things I'm fighting aren't like high morale. Like they're not pushovers, but they're not like boss levels. So you grab a whole bunch of them and you knock a whole bunch of them down, and then you do it again, and they're all down. Whereas, you know, with a hunter, if I'm taking them one at a time, it takes a while, because it's not taking them down in 2 hits; it's taking them down in like 3 hits or whatever. And so that's just a lot more of like da 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 da. So, but if I'm against a boss thing, I'm happy with my hunter. Let's see, Red for Fun says, I made a yellow champion. It's only level 18, but so far I'm having a lot of fun killing large groups of mobs. That's awesome. Not a penguin is I'm just a brick wall guardian blue tank dwarf. I did start, my first character in Lotro was a champion because I wanted to make like a Gimli. What? Yeah, my Hackville. And so I ran around as a big beefy dwarf, you know, being a champion and stuff. And I really struggled to be effective with that character. It just, now again, that was my very first character though, so I was still learning controls, I was still learning understanding how to play, all of that. So I might do better as a champion now than I did at the time, but yeah, at the time it wasn't really clicking for me. So then I tried a minstrel second, and that went pretty well. I was definitely enjoying that kind of, yeah, I was enjoying the minstrel setup and being able to hit things from afar. So that was good. And then what were you playing? I did.
I was playing Art of the Hunter.
No, I was doing Darna. And you did not. Or I had Narna and you had Darna. What was Darna?
Darna was a guardian.
Guardian. So we tried doing a minstrel guardian pair for a little while. That was okay. But when we first started, before was doing a hunter and I was doing the champion, and then yeah, we did the minstrel guardian pair, and then I was like, you know, I really just like what you were doing with the hunter. I just want to be a hunter. So that's when I went to hunter, and I think around then is when you went to minstrel, and then we've just kind of kept with that pairing since then, and it's really worked out well for the both of us. So what have I played the least? Let's see. Now I have to just kind of think all the different classes. I have played around with Brawler a little bit, and I've enjoyed that. That was fun. Here, let me just go like to the social tab and sort by class. Warden, I dabbled in, I would say, and that's even being generous. And I'm not really good at that one. Runekeeper I've played with some, and I enjoyed that, but then I just give up. Minstrel I've definitely played with. Mariner, I had a low level Mariner, and I was having a lot of fun with her. Really enjoyed that. Haven't really kept up with that though. Oh wait, this is Lore Master. What was the other one? Runekeeper. Oh, Runekeeper. Yeah, Lore Master. Lore Master I like because I like to collect pets. The play of the Lore Master doesn't really enjoy it. It isn't really, you know, jam for me. But man, I love collecting all the pets. Hunter, of course, play the Hunter. Guardian. Yeah, I think Guardian's one of my least played also. I cannot say I even have a clue what any of the Guardian skills are. So I would say Guardian is definitely one of my least played. What's CHN? Champion. Champion was my first one. Did okay. Oh, there's a drop down too. I'm just going through here. Captain. Haven't played a Captain much at all. I think Captain's the other probably least played one. Burglar I tried for a while. Wasn't good at it. Just wasn't good at it. And then Brawler, and then Bjorning. So, yeah. There you go. Yeah. I'd say Guardian and the other one I said at the end. So, would be the least. Because I'm like, I don't even know how to play these things. Yeah, before says I love the idea of Burglar, but never made it work in practice. Yeah, I wanted to... So, I made a Burglar Hobbit because I'm like, classic, right? Burglar Hobbit still did not work for me. So yeah, really struggled with being effective as a burglar on solo play, and so I kind of gave up on that. She just runs through festivals to get her levels. Hi. Yeah, you gonna lay back down? Yeah, I think you are. Oh yeah, so I was gonna say, okay, so on the reward track, the Oryx cosmetic pet is at 25, and then at 50 this time is Harvest Bounty Housing Bundle. So that sounds really cool. I would like to have that. 75 is a Scorpion cosmetic pet. Not really for me, but okay. And then 100 is a dread-filled dwelling housing bundle. So that'll be really good if you're putting together like a Halloween house, I'll bet. But you got to get to 100 for that. So that's another reason why, yeah, I'm really happy that like the quests, that when you do festival quests with a character that has their legendaries, that you get legendary item experience. So I really go out of my way to do festival with characters that are in that situation. And excuse me, I wanted to point out that, and I said that I do a lot of those. Oh, X Blood Rain says howdy howdy. I mentioned that I play a lot of my characters that are like in their 50s to do those further adventures and for festival and stuff like that because they are earning legendary item experience. But okay, so you know when you're like an early low level character and when you finish a quest, your experience bar just jumps. And you finish a quest and it jumps some more. So like every time you finish a quest, it's a lot of progress on your progress bar. But then as you get higher and higher level, like the amount of progress you get on your progress bar is so small for each quest that it takes a lot longer to fill up your bar. And your bars are longer, basically, even though they visually look the same. Okay, so it's the same kind of process in place for the legendary item reward track. We discovered this. So basically, how it has a little bar up above this purple, that's filling in with purple here. If I finish a quest with this character, my level 150 character here, I get just a little bit of legendary item experience. It's just a little sliver shows up there. But if I do that same quest with like a level 57 character, the bar, the purple, it moves a much greater amount. So doing the festival, well, anything that gives you LI experience, doing it with the lower characters, your low level characters that get LI experience, will get you progress faster. So that's why I do it that way. So before it says they've tweaked how the LI experience bar works over time, though, so I'd like to redo those tests because we did some tests and he took screenshots and stuff and see if that still holds. I have noticed that it still is visually different. Here, we can try it. We can do a pseudo test here. So let's do a instance. So the instances, they have seasonal instances, and there's two of them, and so the one is a minimum level 50, and you want to go in as a group for this because it's a size 6 instance is what it's expecting you to go in at with a group of 6. Now you could do it with a lower, like I'm at level 150. I could set this down to like level 50 and maybe do it by myself, maybe with 2. So you can definitely be over leveled for it. Like that's not a problem. But what you can change with the boss from the Vaults version is you can change which tier it is, 1, 1 or 2. Those are the different chests that you can get. Actually, do they give festivity tokens? I'm not sure that it does, but I think you do get a daily, and I think the daily only runs once, actually, now that I think about it. But let's get over to the Summer Perfect Picnic one. This came originally from the Summer Festival. So, Ren for Fun says, so I could do the fair even at level 18. You could absolutely do the festival at level 18. You would not get any legendary item experience. Because you'll notice when you get the quest that there's no legendary item experience coming in for you. You have to, there's basically a quest that you have to have accomplished in order to be earning legendary item experience. And if your character has both of their legendaries, you've done that quest. Like, you don't have to memorize the name of the quest. You just have to know, did you get both your legendaries? Then you're earning experience. If you haven't, then you're not. It's pretty much, that's it, how it goes. Now, yeah, as B4 points out, though, doing festivals is a great way to level up your characters. Yes, generally non-lethal and quests abound. Like, for example, had a level 7 character, and I did the festival with her, and I did all 15 days or whatever. And she is now, like, level 21, I think. So, yeah, that's how I leveled most of my characters for a long time. Is all my early characters, I'd play them for a little while. I'd do festivals, because all the festivals, love them. And then I would turn around, my character's like level 50. I was like, wait, how did this happen? I just started this character. Yeah, so the festival is a great way to level up your characters. So yes, if you have your level 18, I would say absolutely you should come and do the festival, because every one of these quests is going to give you is going to give you just basic experience, and you're going to be leveling your character so fast. And this particular festival, because you can get 10 quests easily done up here, plus 10 more down in Bywater, plus another half a dozen at the pond, plus the ones we did over in Staddle, plus the 2 horse races. So you could probably do like 30 quests a day. That's a lot of experience you could be getting with your character if you're trying to level somebody without having to go out and quest, go out into the scary world. Now, as B4 points out, though, once you do get your legendary items, if you come to look at the LI reward track, it'll be blank and it'll say you don't have that, because you have to log out and then log back in for it to show, but you are earning at that point. It's just not showing it to you at that point. So just, oh yeah, and Tellurian, thank you. Tellurian says, don't forget about the Inn League and the Ale Association. Those also are available during the festival, and those also give you experience. So, and if you're an LI holding person, then yeah, you'll get LI experience for it as well. The Inn League and the Ale Association are not lethal before. Slightly more lethal, he says. That's funny. Okay, so anyway, let's go do an instance real quick. Let's go do what I was trying to talk about. Hang on. Not that, instance finder. So Not a Penguin says level 45 and Seeker of Deep Places was the name you got to do to unlock the legendary bar. Right, but so 2 things out of that. One, yes, once you've done Seeker of Deep Places, you basically have both your legendaries. So you could reverse that, and so if you have both your legendary items, you've done Seeker of Deep Places, and therefore you're getting LI experience. But to get legendary item experience at festivals and the other things I was doing. Hey baby, this is Kato behind me here. You have to get to level 50, I found. Not 51, but I did have to get my Bjorning up to level 50 before she was earning LI experience at doing the further adventures. And I think maybe the festival too. So, Rent for Fun asks, how do you change the UI color and theme? I did that. I went to lotrointerface.com, and I went actually got the JRR Skins collection, which is great. And it gives you so many options. And then after you've downloaded that, you come into the game. Hang on. And you go to options, which is Control O, or you can get to it from the caret menu over on the side. and go out that way. Um, so you go into your options, and then under UI settings, which is this tab here, don't eat anything off my desk. And you scroll about 2/3 of the way down, and you'll get to a thing that says miscellaneous. And the first option here is current user skin. And then you'll have a drop down there. And if you haven't downloaded anything, it'll just have none as your only option. But if you have downloaded stuff, then you'll see you have all these other options that become available to you. So yeah, I love the JRR Skins collection. I have a lot of fun with that. So gameplay plays says hi. Hi. Okay, so anyway, we keep almost getting into an instance, right? And then we don't get there. So the perfect picnic is the more lackadaisical one. And this one, you can't change the tier, but you can change which size you're doing it. So 1, 2, 3, 6, or 12. And you can choose what level you're doing it at. So I'm going to do it at size 1. And I'm going to do it at level 10 because I just want to run through there. I don't want it to be difficult. So I'm going through by myself. On the Lotro wiki, hang on. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And let me go ahead and pull this up.
How do you do?
And I'm just going to zoom through here. I'm not actually reading the stuff, but if you come through and do this, you should totally read it because it's quite cute. But basically, we're going to go have a picnic, and so we're picking up all the stuff. We're going to put it on Penny, and then we're going to ride off to the picnic spot. But the mayor forgot his hat, so he's going to run off and get his hat while we follow Penny to the picnic spot. But along the way, we're going to encounter heat, and we must defeat the heat. So here's the information about the instance I'm doing. And then basically there are 4 different ways you can run this and still get festivity tokens. Let me follow Penny. So solo is 1. Duo or 3 person is 1. 6 person is 1, and 12 person is 1. So you could run it those 4 different ways through the day and get festivity tokens for each one, which is 5. So you could get 5 tokens for each one. So it'd be a 20 altogether if you ran it all 4 sizes. Now, the chatty hobbits will sometimes slow Penny down, but I'm okay with that. Where's she at? There she is. Oh, fine. Let's see if we can distract this chatty hobbit before the... There we go. Alright, let's follow Penny. Delirium has a good point that the Fateful Toolkit does not help with festivity tokens. There's no way to bump that up. It does help with festival tokens, the regular festival tokens, but not with festivity tokens. It's true. So this is actually taking place in the Shire. We're down here by Woodhall, and we're going up to a hill over kind of overlooking a whole bunch of stuff. I do have my thing on, right? Okay. Sometimes I'm, playing, did this guy just boot Penny? Sometimes I'm playing music and I forget to put my weaponry back on. Yeah, B4 points out that in general, if you earn it in an instance, the Fateful Toolkit doesn't help. Not a Penguin says, okay, my shift's over. I'll go home to some Barak Kazad. Thanks for the info and the stream. Well, you're welcome. Thanks for coming along, and hope I helped make your shift go a little bit more smoothly or more interesting. Keep you distracted. So have fun, enjoy. I'm gonna keep running through this picnic. So these heats, they're mirages, but we still have to deal with them. Now, as it turns out, Penny has like a gazillion health, so she can stand there against these mirages all day long, and it's not a problem. So you don't have to stick with her; she's fine. And I need another carrot. Yo, come find me a carrot. I ran this the other day. There were some other hobbits that I was hanging out with, and they're like, "Hey, let's go do the picnic," and we did it as a raid. So we didn't have 12; we had like 9 people. It was so cool having just like hobbits running all over the hillside, grabbing the carrots and everything. It was so much fun. It makes me so happy when we get to do stuff like that. All right, so now this section, she will get distracted by the clover. So you gotta get it before she... Oh, I should be running. Before she gets there. Or she will just stand here for a while. I think I might not have gotten it in time. I think she got stuck. Oh, well, that's okay. If I can clear the rest before she gets there, then it's just the one that she's stuck at. But yeah, we were like, hobbits were just zooming through here and grabbing clover, and oh my gosh, it was so good. Yeah, before with a full raid, everyone just grabbed one carrot, and we were doing it at like one of the people in the group was level 50 something, so we were doing it at that level, but most of the rest of us weren't. So like we were doing all the encounters and taking those out just in case. I don't know if she actually needed them or not, but you know we were doing it. So we had had hobbits like running all over the place. It was so good. You know, then a couple people would like run down here while this person's running off here, and like just yeah, everywhere. Where is Penny? She's probably still eating that clover at the very beginning. Oh well, you know what? We'll just keep running up the hill. She'll catch up. It was great. It was so perfectly in theme too, with all these hobbits just running all over the place. Because like some would be running up here, some were running over there, some were still behind over there doing clover. Like we were just hobbits everywhere. It's like somebody took a shaker and just poured hobbits out. Oh, thanks, Snefuto. Snefuto says, in case anyone is new and doesn't know about the delete and U keys, because delete is select and U is use, so that's how you can like click on something. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have anything to click on here. So yes, finding carrots, Sanfuto says, finding carrots is easier spamming delete and U to pick up. Or change the U to the end key, like Little Red and many do. It's a must-have for the mushroom hunt also. Yeah, so on my computer, on my keyboard, delete is right here, and then U would be way over here. So, but what I find is I have my delete here, so select, and then the key right next to it, use, is the end key. So I just go boom, 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 to get from one to the next to the next. And as they mentioned, it goes like really fast. It's excellent. All right. We gotta slap hobbits. Okay, cool. I think we got them. Now I gotta find the things that are coming. There should be bugs coming. What's going on? Did I slap them too fast? Oh, there we go. So you have to thwart the hungry hobbits. Which Shift F10 will help you swap between NPCs. Here, I'm just doing Tab and tilde to hit the next thing. Okay, coolio. If you don't stop them, they will come and they will eat all the food. And if they eat all the food, you actually fail this and you have to start over. If you manage to defeat everything on level and... I should look it up. So, okay, so just pointing out that clicking on the food gave me my festival tokens, but this picnic basket that's glowing here, that's where my festivity tokens are. So you want to make sure that you click on that and collect your festivity tokens before you leave the instance, before anybody leaves the instance. Because if you leave the instance and then somebody opens the chest, you will not get those tokens. So make sure you're in the instance when it's opened in order to get those tokens. Super important. Now where is the thing? There is a deed, the perfect picnic, which I think that's the one. Wait, am I thinking of the wrong thing? No, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. No, that's just the get all the instances thing. No, there's challenges. Let me see if I can figure that one out. Have a grand picnic without losing any food. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you have to do it on level. It says starting at level 115, so it looks like you have to do it at high level. And you can't lose any of the food at all. So you can't lose any food to the hobbits, the hungry hobbits that come up, or to the rain that comes in, or to any of the bugs. So, oh, I was going to have my instant... Well, we could look at what's that now. I was going to have my tracker up. There's hardly any visible difference there. So, but I don't... Yeah, we could do more testing later. But I do recall that I've done it on stream where I have had a level 50 character or something, and we've had this up, and it's definitely made a difference in the not instances, but the further adventures. So yeah. So B4 says, I also recommend checking out the select next X and select previous X key bindings. Being able to cycle through NPCs and items comes in handy occasionally, so I just bind them to shift and whatever key is it to go with the select closest X. And I put select previous X on control plus key. So basically, yeah, I have if I'm going to the next of something, it's shift. So, shift tab, shift F10, whatever it is. It's like next. Oh yeah, and B4 points out that, yeah, with the perfect picnic, if you leave and somebody hasn't opened the chest, you can't get back in. So you just miss out, which is too bad. Oh yeah, but Stefuto points out that, yeah, if you click to get out while you're still sitting down and eating. So you can't click on the festivity chest while sitting down. But if somebody else does it, your hobbit or your character will still be sitting down and eating at the picnic. And then if you click to leave, click on the mayor to leave, when you come out into landscape, you'll still be sitting there and eating, which is really cute. So that's fun. So let's see. Gameplay says I have a few more extra keys, and it turned out that above the insert, there's a print screen, a little higher power key, and then when pressed can actually accidentally turn on the computer. Or turn off the computer. Yeah. So the main thing in my case is not press the power key when taking a screenshot. Yeah, that's I have definitely sometimes had to keybind proof myself. For example, I will put stuff when I get the new window, when I get the subscriber town services, I put that on my bar. And so it's important for me to be able to easily find the lock and unlock for your keyboard, for your keys. and to find it easily, but also to have it far away from anything else I might press by mistake. So I have it way over here. So like this is, your normal typing and playing around with these a little bit, but like way over here, this giant plus button is what I have for lock and unlock. So that quick bars are unlocked, quick bar slots are locked. So I try to make it just like idiot proof. Yeah, before. What does closing the laptop lid do? Absolutely nothing. Cut it out. What does the power button do? It's an abomination to humankind. It should be removed. Cute. All right. Well, I think we're kind of getting close to the end of the stream here, but okay. So now we're back into normal realms. And so B4 is back and is streaming tonight. Yay! So our normal Tuesday night routine is you've got Heart of a Hobbit for, 2 hours usually, streaming about festivals or other kind of fun and more frivolous fun that we're having. And then before streams after me doing his stream called Plugging Along, where he looks at Lotro plugins and does some plugin development on stream. So, what are you working on today?
Deed Tracker.
Deed Tracker.
Even though I could be doing Festival Buddy.
So Festival Buddy or Deed Tracker. We'll find out during the stream which one he goes for. So so both of those. So Festival Buddy is something that somebody else started, and then before has taken it on and has done a lot of updates and added a lot of really cool features to it. So if you are a festival hound like me, I definitely suggest you grab a hold of Festival Buddy 2, because that is the B4 updated version. And first of all, you've still got your festival tokens across the top, but I think there's more there than there were before. But anyway, when you're doing a quest, let me just, not that. Let me pop down the hill just to show y'all real quick. Unless you want to do it, sweetie.
Go for it.
Okay. So quests like the Fat Mayor, where he's going to say what he wants you to give him, and you got to kind of figure out, like, what does that mean? Does that mean you want milk? Does that mean you want salt? What do you want? So quests like that, and then quests like the Bounders, where you have to figure out what they're saying. Like, did they say the right thing? Did they say the wrong thing? Festival Buddy is a game changer for those two quests. So let me just show you real quick. Oh yeah, also Snafuto says Festival Buddy is a lifesaver for the mazes. That's so true. Because for the maze will pop up, and you can have a second pop up, like a pop out. So useful. So let me just push that over to the side there. And okay, so let's pick up the Bounderboffin thing, where we have to, the Bounders rounds, where we're supposed to, like, when somebody says something that they're not supposed to. And then let's pick up the Mayor Whitfoot. I'm going to do both of them at the same time because I'm crazy like that. So this guy says, taste the victuals. That's not wrong. So that's not a problem. But somebody here says, quite a squirrel. So now I know I'm looking for who said quite a squirrel. Like, if I'm, especially if they're right next to me, it's even easier. Or somebody said, toes in your hair. See, here we go, toes in your hair. So we go over and we accuse this person. And she's like, well, yes, I thought that's true. Now, if you're really fast, you can get them 3 times. If you're reasonably fast, you can get them twice. The same person. Okay, so now he says, oh, not quite rich enough if you ask me. And this says, use butter. So I know, okay, cool. I walk over to the table, click on the butter. I'm really bad at clicking, y'all. And then I throw the butter at the mayor, and we're good. Yeah, smack. So yeah, so just to let you know, like, this is such a huge helper, because you might be standing right next to somebody and they're saying all these things and you're like, is it right? Is it wrong? I can't tell. Well, if it doesn't pop up, then they didn't say it wrong. And also, if you want to know what you're looking for, It is right here in the middle. So, like on Fat Mayor, it says not rich enough, a dab, bread dry, it's going to be butter. Spicy, it burns. Pepper, use milk, and so forth. So it's all right there in case you're like, what is it that I'm looking for? Or what is it he's going to say? You've also got it there. But it also pops up on your screen, which is like so good. And then let's say I'm like, oh, I'm so sick of the Fat Mayor. I'm going to just drop it. I don't care, whatever. Or, hey, I really want to focus on this other thing that I'm working on. So maybe I want to focus on Bounder rounds. I can click on there and it's going to have all that stuff in there. I burped, haha. I got into quite a squirrel. All of that is right there inside Festival Buddy. So yeah, Festival Buddy is fantastic for this kind of situation. So yeah. So anyway, so B4 Festival Buddy 2 is B4's creation based off of Festival Buddy the original. So yeah, definitely check that out if you haven't already seen it before. So okay. Spaced Weston says the author of Festival Buddy 2 deserves a cookie for sure, especially since alt tabbing can be problematic for some people. You deserve a cookie, honey.
Most of the work was Garen's.
Yeah, he does say most of the work was Garen's, but I'm gonna say, I mean, I've seen the hours that Before's put into this, so it's not, it's all there. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up here, folks, and I'll finish my festival stuff here in the background using Festival Buddy too because it is so useful. Have a great rest of your day. Stick around for B4 coming up next with Plugging Along, and I will, I believe, see you all next week. If I'm not around, just know that I've taken the week off because of this illness. Some days it's better and some days it's worse. Anyway, it's not anything too serious, but it is like chronic sinusitis at this point. So just working through it. It'll be dealt with eventually. So, but sometimes I'm just gonna have to not be here for it. But most of the time, I think I'm gonna be able to be here. So just to give you all a quick summary. All right, thanks everybody. Have a great week. Stick around for Plugging Along, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.